Hello YouTube, I'm Tollman Brad and welcome back to my beginner's guide for space engineers. This is part 3. You can find parts 1 and 2 on my page. Click subscribe. Last time we looked at the building planner in some detail and we built and crashed twice a very basic rover. In this episode we're going to use the rover to look for some ore deposits and hopefully find some cobalt so we can manufacture the next components we need to progress in the game. We'll look at setting GPS markers. And I have an extremely useful tip for creating these markers quickly and easily. Once you've learnt this, you'll never look back, I promise. As I said in a previous video, it doesn't cost you anything to give my videos a like, but it's worth a lot to me knowing you're enjoying them, so I know to do more. Comment any time on anything you're not sure about, or anything you'd like me to cover, or just to say hi. Let's get started. Our drill tool has an ore detector built into it. It has a range of 50 meters, but it only works when we're holding onto the drill and we hover over or we're near some ores. Now I can't see any just here to demonstrate this. But while we're driving a vehicle, it doesn't work. So what we really need to do is to add an ore detector to the rover. So when we're driving around, it'll pop up on the screen and tell us that it's found some ores. So let's build an ore detector for our rover. To do that, I'm going to hit G and type in ORE. There's the ore detector there. I'm going to drag that down onto my toolbar in number 5, and there it is ready. Now it's in green, so that's telling me that I can already place it. There we go. Now we need to weld it up. And I don't have the materials, so if you remember from last time, I just right click on it and shift and middle wheel. Keep saying middle wheel, middle button, mouse wheel, you know what I'm saying. There we go. Mouse wheel again to withdraw the components, and then we'll weld it up. Now we can configure the range of the ore detector if we go into the control seat on the vehicle. Now last time I said hit I to go into the control panel, but you can hit K to go directly there. If you hit I, it brings up this menu and then you can click on control panel. But if you hit K, it takes you straight to the control panel. Either way, whatever you get used to. So there's the ore detector. The range at the minute is set to 25 meters, which isn't very far. Let's take it up to the max of 50. I'm going to leave broadcast using antennas on as well, which means that if the vehicle picks up, if the ore detector on the vehicle picks up any ore, it'll send that information to my suit's HUD. And that's a useful thing to have. While I'm here, I'm also going to fix the wheel speed because I left that set too high when I was playing about with it the last time and crashed it. I'm not going to go as low as it was. I think I had it around 60, 70-ish. So let's stick with 80 for the minute. I think that'll do us fine. There we are. So while we're driving around in the rover, it's useful to be in the third-person view and Alt and mouse wheel to zoom out so we can see where we're going. Alright, so I've traveled a little bit further. I'm going to stop here with the space button to put the handbrake on temporarily. And I'm using the mouse wheel to pull out. Just looking to see if I can see any of these dark spots. I can't see anything there. We might be out of luck. We might be in a bad spot for finding ores. So let's just keep exploring. Now, is this a huge cliff? Whoa, it is. Yeah, we're in a tricky spot for getting around here. So the sooner we can build a magnificent flying machine, the better, really. So remember, the range on the ore detector in the rover here is very, very low. So we need to get pretty close to the actual ores if we're going to pick them up. If I jump out, ooh, look at the hill we're on. Now I'm going to use my jetpack to see if I can find some of these patches. And I think I might not even need to. That looks like there could be some there. You see the white patches just where my crosshair is, and the dark patches there. That's usually a sign that there are some ores there. So let's get down there and we'll see. and get down without blowing up. Nickel. So we found some nickel. Okay, I mentioned I've got a tip for marking GPS spots. Now, first of all, before we do that, I'll show you the normal method, the long-winded way, if you like. So if I go into the I menu and across to GPS, on the left-hand side, we have a list of GPS markers. There's our respawn pod, and we have an unknown signal. We'll play with those later on. I'll not worry about it for the minute. So what I want to do is I want to say new from the current position. Now, it's just put my gamer tag in as the name, but if I click on that, I can change the name, and I'm going to change it to the name of the resource that we've found. Now it's nickel, but I've sort of got used to saying NI and give it the proper element name code. I've forgotten what you call that now. Yeah, anyway, NI. Okay. So now if you have a look, you can see where I am. I'll just back up. There is the GPS marker hovering, saying NI. So when we're back at base, we'll be able to see this marker and we know exactly which way we need to go to get to the nickel or whatever it may be. So there's plenty of nickel here. And some silicon and some magnesium. Now we need magnesium when we come to build weapons, so that's not that important at the minute, but I'm going to mark it anyway. In fact, what I'm going to do is just use the marker we already have, and I'm going to rename it from Ni to NISI for silicon and Mg for magnesium. Let's put a space in, do a proper job. There we are. There it is. Now here's the quick way of marking a GPS position. Instead of using all of the menus, we use a chat command. If you hit enter when you're playing this game, it brings up on the bottom left hand side, it says global. Now if I type something in here and hit enter, if I was on a server, everybody who was on that server would see that message. But what you can also do is you can put in these codes, and the one I'm going to use here is /GPS space, and then whatever I type next will be the name of that GPS coordinate. So I'm going to call it FE, the chemical name, or whatever it is. Is it a chemical name? Something like that. For iron. I'll hit enter, and there we go, GPS FE. Now let's just test that's worked by going into I, and then GPS, and we can see there's FE. It's done. How quick was that? Much quicker. This is another way of getting the resources. We can find these nodes occasionally. It's quite rare. That one has silicon in. We already have silicon marked somewhere else. And I saw another one over here. Where is it there? No, we just want cobalt. Come on. Silicon again. This time we've got ice. That's good. Now we need ice to create oxygen and H2. So I've lost it. Where did the ice go? There it is. So I'm going to mark this. I'm going to do it the quick way again. So enter /GPS ice. Enter. Done. And it's marked. Right, I'll have a fly around, see if I can find some more, and I'll bring you back when we get to the next stage. Well, I managed to find some cobalt. It's right up on the top of that mountain there. See where I've got CB. It's 2.62 kilometers away from where I am here. And the respawn pod's just down there. And I also found some iron very close by to the respawn pod, and some silver and gold. And we've got pretty much all of the elements now that we need. So because the terrain here is so, well, it's mountainous, let's put it that way. Really, we do need to upgrade to the flying version of the rover. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a flying miner. That's probably the first thing that we're going to need in any game you're playing, because you need resources and you need a lot of them, and you can carry more in a mining ship than you can in your back. So we need to try and get up to yeah, there we go. See, we're out of fuel. Never mind critical. We need to get up there. I can drive so far, but it wouldn't take long to jetpack up there. So let's get refueled. So remember that was the survival kit and the basic and the initial assembly area that we're given. We've got the basic assembler there. Around the side we have the O2 H2 generator. Now you can see we have 270 ice in, which is not bad. And there's our hydrogen bottle, which is on 0. So if I pull that into there, the generator will automatically, oh, it's eating that, so we need to get ice as well. Has refilled the bottle for us. So now if I go back to, oh, sorry, if you have a look at the bottom left hand side of the screen, you can see I have H2 at 100%, and there's a picture of a bottle telling me that I also have a bottle. So when that 100 gets down to 0, it'll start eating into the bottle. So we've still got plenty of time. Now then, how are we going to get up there? I think we should just jetpack up, grab a little bit of the materials. Yeah, let's do that. We'll leave the rover. It was good fun while it lasted. Didn't last very long, did it? But never mind. And we're going to fly up there and mine some cobalt. Off we go. There we go. Now if you have a look at the bottom left now, you can see the H2 level's gone down to 36%. Now that's 36% of my normal suit fuel, so I still have got that bottle. But if we didn't have that bottle, we wouldn't be able to fly back. We'd have to walk back. That's how much it's taken to get us up here. And we've come 2 kilometers. So just down here, there we can see I've marked cobalt. If I pull up my drill, the ore detector built into the drill should kick in and tell us that it's here. There it is. It's saying 53 meters down. Now, it's quite a way underground. I'm going to go in at a slight angle if I can. The tree's going to get in the way. We can get rid of the tree. Let's do that. Let's chop down a tree. There we go. Whee! Off it goes. Boom! Yes. It's under here. Okay, that'll give us a bit of an angle to get in. So crouch, right mouse button, and I'll speed up the footage. There we are. Let's have a look at our tunnel. Wow, look at that. I'm going to work around the edges, holding F, and left mouse button for the drill. Okay, when it goes red, we know we're nearly full, so I'm going to pick up the loose bits now, holding F. Now you can see there is some stone in here, and I'm going to show you what we can do with that as well in just a second. Let's pick this all up though. Now there's no point in carrying, although we can use that stone. What I want to do is I want to maximize how much of the cobalt I'm taking back. So I'm going to go in here, let's stand up, and go to my inventory and have a look. We've got 4.3 kilos of cobalt, but we've got 5.83 of stone. If I don't want the stone, I can click on it and tell it to drop it, or alternatively, I can drag it out the side. Now watch what happens. Boom, just dropped 5 kilos worth of stone, and off it goes down the hill. Go on, will it make it all the way down? Oh, it's going to get stuck in that little divot. That's okay though. Whee! Right, so we can afford to get another 5 kilos worth of cobalt now. Alright, now I think we'll just leave it at that, unless we hardly got any there. Let's have a look. Oh, that's good. We've got 9.2 kilos of cobalt. So, well, the other thing that you can do, which is very handy, is you can mark your GPS when you find it. But what's more useful than that is marking the entrance to the mine, because you might not find this if it's in a particularly rocky area, and you might end up having to start another tunnel. So I'm going to mark this one instead. So I'm going to do enter /GPS and CB is the chemical name for it, and I'm going to say entrance. So now when we have a look in our GPS coordinates, these are all the ones that I found earlier there. There's CB entrance, which is what we want, so we can ignore that one. We can actually delete it if we want to. Right, let's see if we can get back. I think I've got enough jetpack power. Now then, if I'm looking at all of the markers on the screen there, it's a little bit messy, and you can turn these things on and off whenever you like. In GPS, you can see the ones in white are the ones that I've turned off. If I don't want to see the unknown signal, for example, I can double click on it and it won't show that. If I don't want to see the nickel, silicon, and the magnesium, silicon, and ice, and so on, we just turn them off. And now when we come back out, we haven't got as many things to look at, but also they're quite hard to work out what they say. So if I hit H now, I can cycle through the different view modes for your HUD. So H for HUD. Now that second press made these a little bit easier to read. Press it again. It switched it to no name, so it just shows you that there is something there and the distance away it is. H again completely turns them off, so you've got a nice clear screen. If you're not looking for waypoints, you don't need them on, you can turn them off. And then the normal display is where it'll show them, but it'll only make them legible when you're looking at them. And a little thing you can do here is turn your jetpack off while you're flying, and it'll keep you flinging in the direction you were going. But remember to hit it nice and early before you smack into the ground. There we go. Something else about the jetpack, if you ever find yourself in this situation, the jetpack's on and it'll let you go up, but it's dropping you again straight away. Or you don't seem to be able to stop, so the jetpack's on, I'm just swinging it around and it won't stop me. Have a look at the bottom left of the screen. You see the red exclamation mark. It's saying dampeners off. That means I've accidentally, or maybe intentionally, turned off my jetpack dampeners. Now the dampeners will work against whatever direction you're heading in. So if I'm jetpacking forwards and I let go, the dampeners will try and push me back to stop me. Same if gravity's trying to bring me down, the jetpack dampeners are stopping me from falling. So that's a useful thing. Now that's very useful in your ships as well when you start flying. So you can check your dampeners are on or off by looking at the triangle in the bottom left, and if it's red, it's off. There we go. So let's drop in this cobalt and get it processing. Well, we've had a little bit of fun with the rover, but unfortunately in the area we're in, it's not really that useful. Now everything in the game is going to take quite a lot of iron, but then it's also going to take the other resources, the nickel, cobalt, silicon, and so on. So we need a mining ship that's going to help us gather these resources much quicker. And we're going to build that mining ship in the next episode. Now I have actually already built it for this episode, but it took a little bit longer than I wanted it to. So I think it makes sense to split the first building of a flying machine into its own episode. Do you want a quick peek at it while we're here? Beep. Oh, did you see it? Beep. It's very small, very basic, but very easy to build and good fun to fly. Tune in for the next episode and you'll see exactly how to do it. And I should be uploading it straight after this one's gone online. So we'll see you there. Bye-bye.